not only Coach Smart, but also the rest of the Longhorn coaching staff and Jace Feber's teammates. We welcome you back to Longhorn Weekly, as seen by those of you watching on the Longhorn Network and heard all across Texas on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield IMG College. Our special guest during this portion of the program, assistant coach Neil Berry, and one of the guys that Coach Berry works closely with, the senior forward out of Aldine Davis, Royce Hamm Jr., who joins us now. Hey, Royce, how excited, you're one of those energy guys. How excited and juiced up were you guys to see Jace get back on the floor and knock down that three?
It was huge. It's big to see Jace get back on the floor and connect with us guys. He's been in practice, just slowly working his way back in. And I know Jace is a guy personally that I spend a lot of time with off the floor, so I know how much it meant to him just to be out there connecting with us and getting back to shooting balls in like he used to. So I know it meant a lot to him, and I know it meant a lot to us to see him doing it.
Neil, I would imagine that the coaching staff really got excited to see him, because you've all had to be methodical about him, making sure that everything that his progress wasn't hurried, too rushed, coming off that knee surgery to get back on the floor and be able to contribute.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I don't think people realize how hard it is as an athlete when you're injured, and the one thing you love to do is taken away from you. But Jace, man, he's been awesome. I mean, he's obviously, really spent a lot of time just kind of preparing himself for this moment. He stayed connected with Royce and the rest of the teammates, and to see him, have just get a smile back on his face out there was awesome. I mean, it's a rewarding moment for sure. So, and definitely looking forward to having him back.
Neil, you've had a chance to work with Royce for 3 years. What do you like most about the opportunity to work with him, and what have you enjoyed most about getting connected with Royce and all the work he's done in helping him develop as a student athlete?
I think the biggest thing with Royce is just his energy, his smile that he has every day. I have this past year, I've been working with him, Jericho, and Kamaka a lot. And, Royce has done an amazing job just being an everyday guy, coming to work every day, and just really, really pushing Jericho, pushing Kamaka, pushing the other guys. He's a guy you can count on, and you know what you're going to get from him every day. I think one thing that Coach, when we kind of worked with Zoom, when we were distant from each other and everything like that, one thing that Royce really talked about in one of our meetings we had as bigs is like, we got to push each other every day more. He said iron sharpens iron. Like, he is really taken hold of that and done that every single day. I mean, we talked about, like, for us, for Jericho and Royce in particular, because they battle each other every day, like, that's like our practices every day got to be harder than any game we go into. And I think that's why you see Jericho starting to have success. Like, Roy, he goes against Royce every single day. He goes against Kai every day, and they push him. I mean, there's no days off. And I think that's a reason we've improved as a team. We've been more consistent. We've practiced hard, and our guys have gone at each other. And so that I guess answers my question with Royce. He's awesome. You know what you're going to get with him.
Royce, how do you manage that dynamic of pushing your teammates, pushing yourself? You guys love each other, you respect each other, you're friends, and all these things, and yet there's that edge that you have to achieve. The iron sharpens iron thing. How do you achieve that balance and stay close to your guys?
I think it's just what you said, just knowing each other, knowing what to say to each guy, being receptive. We have this thing that we call code up. So code up basically means that when a guy is telling you something, he's holding you accountable or holding you to a high standard, that you have to code up and be receptive to that and accept that coaching, not only from the coach, but also from your teammate. So I think that's what we do a good job of, and just knowing what to say to certain guys in certain situations. And I think our relationship just determines a lot of that on and off the court. So I believe that's what just breaks the barrier from just our relationships between our teammates and our coaches and how to connect with each other.
All right, so I asked Coach Berry about what he likes working with you. In the interest of equal time, what do you like about working with Coach Berry?
I just love the details Coach Barry gives me on and off the court in life, and also on the court when I'm working out or when I'm doing something. If he sees something, of course, as a coach, you observe a lot. He'll pull me to the side. He'll tell me to slow down a little bit, or get balanced a little bit, or just give me little tips and stuff like that. And I appreciate him for that. And even before games or after games, I come to Coach Barry and ask him what he see, and we'll watch film, or he'll send me film or clips of what he think I should do better or ways to improve. So I really appreciate his detail and his attention towards me and my work and my craft, and also to the organization.
Royce Hamm Jr., our special guest during this portion of the program. Hey, we want to remind Longhorn fans, obviously not yet able to return in person at the Irwin Center, but when that time arrives, Texas Farm Bureau will be proud to offer its members 2 free tickets to select Longhorn men's or women's basketball games this season. When fans are permitted to return, be sure to visit texasports.com/Texas Farm Bureau for details on how to request tickets. We're going to have more with Royce Hamm and Neil Berry coming up when Longhorn Weekly continues here on the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield IMG College. We welcome you back to Longhorn Weekly. And like we said, normally Coach Shaka Smart with us now. Shaka a little under the weather today, so we're pleased to be joined by Longhorns assistant coach Neil Berry. Associate head coach KT Turner is going to join us coming up. Right now, we're also pleased to have Royce Hamm Jr., Longhorn senior forward, with us. Royce on pace to graduate in the spring with your degree in physical culture and sports with a minor in education. Tell everybody a little bit about what that means to you personally, the journey you've been on to get to that point where you're on the home stretch of earning your degree, and what that means to you and to your family.
It's a huge accomplishment. I'm a guy a couple years ago didn't even know if I would be able to attend college. So I mean, to be able to, let alone play basketball for the University of Texas and alone get a degree, is a huge accomplishment for me and my family. And also be a guy that's from Texas. I mean, to get a degree from Texas, that's big too. I mean, it holds a lot of weight to me and holds a lot of weight to my family. And I'm just grateful to be in this opportunity. I just want to thank my coaches, my advisors, the academic staff, everybody along the process, because they've been a huge help. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those guys.
Neil, clearly there is a responsibility for the coaching staff as educators as well as coaches to help these guys get to the finish line, to do the due diligence, to attain those degrees. We all understand the responsibility that goes with that, but what about the pride factor that goes in for you and for the coaching staff to see guys like Royce not only on track to graduate, but achieving at high levels as they move toward that time when they earn the diploma?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of reasons you coach, but just to build these relationships with a guy like Royce and the other guys on our team, and just to see them grow. I've only been here 3 years. I didn't know Royce's freshman year or through the recruiting process, but just to see his growth these past couple of years. And, you know, there's things in life that people can say or do or whatever, but like one thing that can't be done, you get that degree, like they can't ever take that away from you. And at a university like the University of Texas, with the demands that are on these guys just every day from an athletic standpoint, to see them, have that opportunity to finish their degree program and walk out of here with a degree it's awesome. And it's something, at some point, you hear it all the time, the ball stops, it is going to stop bouncing, and there is life after basketball. And for them to take advantage of the opportunity they've had here it's special for sure.
That's where I was going next for you, Royce. Eventually, as Coach Berry said, the ball eventually stops bouncing. Hopefully for you, if you have the desires and designs on playing at the next level or some level of professional basketball, A, is that the goal? And B, beyond that, what could you see yourself doing once the playing days have finally ended for you somewhere down the road? Where do you see yourself with degree in hand and what you want to do professionally on down the line?
So to answer your A, yes, I do plan to play professionally somewhere. I don't know where that'll be or that'll take place, but I do plan to play professionally after college. And then after that, I really haven't put too much thought into it because I'm just so like on pace with like my graduation right now, and then with the team right now. So I've just been trying to stay in the present moment. But I think I would probably stick around the sport of basketball and want to give back like someone gave to me, or just in some way like a trainer, coaching, or anything. I just know I love the sport so much, and I know what it did to me and the opportunities it created for me. So if I'm let on to create those opportunities for someone else, I would love that.
Yeah, the very nature of your degree, physical culture and sports, and your minoring in education, that says coaching and teaching to me. Could you see yourself as a coach? And Neil, I'll put the question to you after Royce answers it. Could you see yourself coaching somewhere down the road?
Yes, sir. I love coaching. I love the attention to detail. Like I was saying, I love everything about it, the hard work, everything that goes into it. So I wouldn't mind. I love the sport, like I say. So I wouldn't mind coaching later on in life.
Neil, do you see a future coach somewhere inside of Royce Hamm right now?
Yeah, I think one of the gifts that Royce has is he's able to relate to everybody on our team, and like he kind of talked about it through relationships, you get to know like different buttons to push with different players. And Royce has an awesome gift of that. Like he's able to get on people, to get on Jericho, but then also have his back. And he's really, really grown in that area. So, and I think the hardest thing for him will be is that not everybody will play as hard as him. So that could frustrate him at times coaching. But nah, Royce, whatever he decides to do, man, when his heart's in it, he's going to do great things in life.
We'll look forward to it. Royce, thank you so much for joining us again. Best of luck and continued success the rest of the season. Look forward to visiting with you again down the road. And Neil, we thank you as well for taking time to join us today. Thanks to both of you guys for joining us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
See you in a little bit, Big Ham.
That's Longhorns assistant coach Neil Berry and also Royce Hamm Jr. We'll visit with associate head coach KT Turner coming up when Longhorn Weekly with head coach Shaka Smart continues in a moment.